In the first, I would say maybe week or so post-surgery, moving around can be a bit of a pain. Like like in the first few days especially, I didn't really want to sit up and I didn't really want to walk around. Um, but it's important to keep moving. So, a few times a day, I force myself to get up and to move around. And so getting in and out of bed is kind of like a tricky. And there's a couple of different strategies that you can use. Two of them worked well for me. One strategy that was recommended didn't work for me at all. But it has worked for other people. So I'm just saying, I just couldn't figure it out, but it could work for you. So one of the best ways, especially at the beginning, to get yourself sitting up or laying back down into bed is just have that a second person who's with you. They'll offer their arm and you can hold on to it, and then they can pull you up and you can get to the upright position without engaging those middle stomach muscles. And then getting yourself scooted over with your legs over the side and standing up isn't quite as much of a consideration. Like, you can do that part a lot easier. So having a second person is one strategy. If you don't have another person with you and you need to sit up or sit back, the way that worked the best for me was to get my knee up, just kind of lifted up in the bed, and I would hold behind my knee with my hands and use my knee and using my arm muscles to rock myself forward in bed. And that way I didn't have to use the stomach muscles that were not okay with being used in the moment. And then you can do the same process to kind of roll yourself back into bed. So that's the other one that worked well for me. The one that didn't, I couldn't figure out because for me, I felt like it was kind of like torquing my middle bit a little too much for comfort, is to put your arm, like to sit on the side of your bed, put your arm on the pillow, and kind of use your arm to lower yourself down and then to roll back. So that could work for you. The other thing that I found was really helpful was when I was sitting in the bed initially, like to get into bed, to make sure I sat down exactly where I wanted my butt to be once I pivoted, because it could be a little bit tricky, like rearranging yourself once you do and get into bed. But if you kind of aim pretty well in the first bit, then it's easy just to pivot over, lay down, and you're done. So that's my advice for getting in and out of bed before you're moving around much better.